Come on, check the case one, sir. I want to load data from Azure Data Lake to Azure Synapse. Then Azure Data Lake is part of Azure services. And Synapse also part of Azure storage services. Both are part of Azure storage services. Okay. No need to having separate connectors. The two both are publicly exposed data. Got it. I can use here auto. Okay, I'm taking case 2. Load data from Azure Data Lake to Snowflake Data Warehouse. Snowflake is cloud data warehouse. Or Synapse also cloud data warehouse. And Data Lake or cloud file system, distributed file system. So point number 1, this Azure Data Lake is part of Azure services, Azure storage services. And Snowflake is not part of Azure storage services, but Azure has connected with this. Azure has connected with this. Got the point, sir? Now, still you can use auto integration runtime. Got it. Last case, case 3. Load from AWS S3 to Synapse. Now, still AWS, not part of Azure, but have connected. Cloud means publicly exposed data. Got it. That service is exposed. Whether I will access your file or not depends on what permissions that you are giving to me. Got it. But if you give me access from anywhere, I can access your data. Got it. So, even though this is not part of Azure, but have connected with Azure, have connected with Azure. Got it. The related business terms, Amazon and Microsoft will discuss and they will write their agreements. Microsoft services can be accessed by AWS. AWS services can be accessed by this Microsoft Azure. We have connector with that, built-in connector with that. Only we need to select what connector that you want. Okay. So here also I can use auto IR. If it is auto IR, no need to create any integration runtime. By default, that is available. Okay. Whenever you launch your portal, whenever you subscribe, got subscribed into your portal, Azure portal, this integration runtime is available to you. Got it. And now I'm coming to the case 4, sir. All of you keep observe this. Want to migrate data from Oracle to Data Lake. Not auto IR. Understand? Oracle is on-premise database. Oracle is on-premise data. Of course, in Oracle also cloud is there. For Oracle cloud, there is no connector for Microsoft. Oracle database is available in 2 areas, sir. One for on-premise as regular. Second one, nowadays Oracle also available in the cloud. But for that Oracle cloud, Azure doesn't have built-in connector. Understand? Now we treat this as out of the Azure, out of Azure family. So in this case, what you have to use is self-hosted integration runtime. Understood this point? Self-hosted integration runtime you need to use. You have to install it. Got it? Of course, here we can install on our local machine. Generally, in organizations, the integration runtimes are installed in separate servers. Okay. So here exactly what is the role? What might be the role of the self-hosted integration runtime? Please tell me. Oracle on-premise. Your data, your target is cloud, Azure cloud. That means there should be connectivity. First of all, there should be connectivity between on-premise to cloud. The connection establisher is here, self-hosted integration runtime. Okay, connection done. Next activity, transportation. Transportation is a combination of two works, extract and load. That means read and write. So within a single database point of view, if you are talking something, that is read and write. Between different databases, if you are talking the same thing, that is transportation, extract and load. Got it? The connection establishment and data transportation, especially in this case, that is the responsibility of self-hosted integration. But I have something. What you can say, even though your data is in Azure cloud, in that case also you have to use self-hosted integration runtime. I will tell you that case in climax, in the last of this point. Okay. Come on, sir. Case 5, sir. Case 5. Oracle 2. MongoDB. I want to use ADF only as a data mediator. I don't want to dump anything into data lake. Only ADF I just wanted to use as ETL tool. That's it. My source is Oracle. Target is MongoDB. MongoDB is NoSQL database. Oracle. On-premise RDBMS database. Self-hosted or auto integration runtime? Self-hosted. Understood? So based on this, final your conclusion. Expecting answer from you. Simply, when auto integration runtime, when self integration runtime. Yes, sir. This answer is very suitable. When data is publicly available and Azure has connector with that. And Azure has connector with that. At the time you can use auto integration runtime. Got it. If data is an on-premise system, or maybe in the cloud system, but Azure doesn't have connector with that, built-in connector with that. In that moment, self-hosted integration. Understood this? Okay. Now, come to the third category. SSIS. Integration runtime. What is SSIS first of all? SQL Server Integration Services. This is Microsoft ETL tools. But this is for if I ask you difference between ADF and SSIS, what is the difference? This is cloud. This is on-premise. That's it. That means before ADF, what was Microsoft ETL tool means? That is SSIS. How we have pipelines here? In SSIS, they have packages. Think that already 5 years back, onwards, your client was using, has been using SSIS for their ETL. Almost they have 200 pipelines. Okay. Already they developed, they are running. But today what problem happened is, previously their data was 5 terabytes. Now suddenly, when time reaches to 2022, the data volume suddenly became as 70 terabyte. There existed data center and SSIs could not able to process them. Same pipelines, but data volume increased. On average, think that each pipeline is taking days time to work with the latest volumes of data. Now, badly and strictly, they decided, let's move to the cloud. Because they can't scale up their data center from 5 terabyte to 70 terabyte at a time. Even though there is no guarantee, if they scale up their data center to 70 terabyte worth, suddenly again, once again, data volume increases to 150 terabyte. Understand? Again, same problem or not? That's why they decided to move to cloud. Already our client is Microsoft customer. Think that satisfied customer. Now, if he decided to move to the cloud, his first option is Azure. Understand? Okay, now he decided, let's move to the Azure. What is his first work he has to do? Now he decided, he purchased that subscriptions and everything. He took the subscriptions and everything. First of all, where was his previous data? On premise. That means his first step is on premise to Azure data lake migration. Because in the beginning, data lake is used as staging area. After that, you will be performing some transformations. Finally, will dump your, keep your structured part of data into warehouse, data warehouse. The data warehouse is Synapse. But initial beginning first step is on-premise to data lake migration. For this, what I have to use? That is his first step. You will be using ADF. Okay. In ADF, what is the first work he has to do? First work. Self-hosted integration runtime. Why self-hosted integration runtime here? Data is in on-premise. Even though SSIS is product of Microsoft, but data is in on-premise. If data is in on-premise, means the data is not publicly accessible, right? Got it? That's why, first of all, he has to create self-hosted integration runtime. Next step. Next step, sir. Linked service. Linked service for where is his previous data? On on-premise where? SSIS is ETL tool, sir, but data should be in some source, right? Now, what is Microsoft database? SQL server. Linked service for SQL server database. Then create data set. But in SQL server, he has 10,000 tables. Do you mean that he is going to create 10,000 data sets? If he committed to create all the 10,000 data sets again, it may take again 2 months time. With one single data set, the single data set is going to consume all 10,000 tables. On that way we can plan. How to do that in technical part we will be learning. With one single pipeline, with one single shot, you can migrate thousands of tables at a time into your data lake. No need to create 10,000 different data sets, 10,000 different pipelines. One of the unique benefit here into the ADF. Okay, so create data sets. Create data set which points to all the 10,000 tables. Got the point? Okay, next step, creating pipeline. My work is to copy the data from one location to other location. What is the activity in the pipeline? Activities will be there. What is the activity? Copy data. Then I will run this pipeline immediately. All tables from SQL server to my data lake will be migrated. Okay, because your client decided, let's move to cloud. Okay, your step one completed. Step one is one project, phase one project. Step two, which is phase two. What's the next work? Where are his ETL activities? The ETL activities are in SSIS. All his data flows, that means their packages. All his ETL work are defined in the form of packages. That more than 200 packages he has. Generally, what you have to do? Once data migrated, you have to redevelop whatever the functionality is there in that particular package. With the same functionality, you have to develop in ADF pipeline. Again, to redevelop all these 200 packages in the form of ADF pipelines, how much time is required? Lot much of development time is killed or not? But in SSIS, it's not happen. Simply here, I will use SSIS integration runtime. SSIS integration runtime. Packages, my ETL work is in SSIS. But when I run it, the execution is done by ADF. While executing, these packages are converted as ADF pipelines. Automatically. You need not to redevelop.
So, sir, one.
Sir, tell me, sir.
Yeah, sir, that SSI environment will be in local, you told. So that server will be on public IP. How it will connect ADF?
Yes, exactly. So simply, you will configure the source location. That's it.
Okay, it's
SSIS location.
Yeah,
And
that
if you
SSI
use
server must be on-
SSIS IR, automatically your SSIS packages will be converted as ADF pipelines. Without redeveloping, you can execute all the previous work. For example, your client previously, now different case, your client previously using Informatica as his ETL tool, Informatica. Okay. And most of his data sources are in Oracle. Think that only one database. What are the steps if it is the case? Case one is this one. Case two is this one, Informatica. Different client. Now he became fan of Azure Cloud. He wants to migrate to the Azure. First work, same. By seeing the above work, please tell. Step one, on-premise to, that means your data lake, Azure data lake. Data lakes are many, sir. You're talking about data lake in Azure means Azure data lake. Okay. Come on. So for this, what is the work you have to do? Same. Using self-hosted IR and then linked service, after that data sets and then pipeline bridge. Okay. First work is what? Step two is what? What about this work? Already 400. Think that 400 pipelines already there in Informatica. Already there are 400 pipelines. Now same kind of functionality I want to execute in ADF. What I need to do? Can I use SSIS now? You cannot. SSIS is only for SSIS. SSIS integration runtime is only for SSIS. Arey man, data is migrated. For this migration only we have used self-hosted integration runtime. Where is auto? There is no auto, no bus. Man, what I am asking, already in Informatica, they have developed 400 pipelines. Now, same kind of functionality they are expecting in ADF. They have to redevelop all pipelines of Informatica into ADF. According to ADF style, they have to redevelop it. Only the development part will make kill 3 months or 4 months time by 10 developers. Okay. But in the case one, same thing if I have 400 pipelines over here, I use a common word called pipeline. Same thing in the on-premise SSIS. If you have 400 pipelines, you need not to redevelop here. Simply you will use SSIS. So your development cost is saved or not. If any additional pipeline he wants, he will create. But existing pipelines, no need to redevelop. Understood this? So that is what SSIS integration runtime. If your ETL is other than SSIS, you have to redevelop. Got it? Okay, first time you are building your data warehouse. Previously don't have any data warehouse, any ETL. First time you are building your data warehouse. Company started yesterday, today you want to build. Come on, tell me. Your history is only one day. Scratch onwards, you can start working this one. Wow, what you need if you want to implement full-fledged BI system? You need one OLTP system. In OLTP system, what are the data sources? RDBMS. You have a lot of dynamic data. Record to record structure is changing because you are trying to build one e-commerce kind of application. That online selling of the goods, products. Definitely product to product, a different structure will be there. At that time, only for that product pool, you will be maintaining NoSQL. That too in the NoSQL. What kind of database is required? Especially for this scenario, document store database that is required. OLTP is ready. Later, what we will keep there? If you want to come to Azure, what we will have to keep next discussion. OLTP ready. I need warehouse or not? Because I am trying to build e-commerce system. Within one day only, lot of data will be generated. Got it? That means my warehouse should be bigger. That too, if I build a warehouse, auto scaling feature is required. Tomorrow suddenly 10 terabyte data comes also, is coming into your warehouse also. Your warehouse should be able to capture that. Got it? I need a data warehouse system. I want auto scaling means definitely I need to go with cloud. Understand the point, sir? So that is why one thing is important. I will set up that. But to extract data from OLTP systems like RDBMS sources and also NoSQL sources, finally I want to dump into my warehouse. But my warehouse is not going to contain only structured data. It is going to contain structured, semi-structured, unstructured. In the case of unstructured, a lot of videos, audios, images, and all these things. For this, I need data lake or not. I need a distributed file system. But I cannot go to on-premise distributed file system like Hadoop because biggest data center I need to maintain. That's why simply I wanted to go to cloud distributed file system. Then finally, I want to provision my data to BI team, business intelligence team or data analyst team. Got it? They are going to visualize the data and they, based on the past historical patterns of the data, they are going to forecast future. Got it? For that, I need visualization system. visualization system should support analytics also. Not only visualization system, that visualization system should support analytics. This is what full-fledged my BI environment. I want to build this. Okay. In front of you, what are the options? One is on-premise, one option. Or cloud is option. If it is cloud, you have multiple options again. You have Azure, AWS, GCP, even Bluemix. What is Bluemix? IBM. That is IBM cloud. Okay, in this way, many heroes are there in the market, but mostly people are talking about these two. Okay, not these two. Especially most people are talking about this hero. Now he became little age bar. Next level heroes came into the picture. Exactly 2 years or 3 years back, only cloud hero means AWS. But AWS is very popular in the case of infrastructure as a service. At the same time, Azure became very popular in the world about platform as a service. PaaS, platform as a service. Nowadays, Azure is offering database as a service, data warehouse as a service, blockchain as a service, artificial intelligence as a service. So many other services it is offering as part of PaaS. Now our products, you can name it like this: data engineering as a service. All our data engineering products comes under service called what type of service? Platform as a service. Because we are not going to worry about the infrastructure. You are simply taking a platform, database platform you want, take the database service. The related hardware automatically engaged by Microsoft. Okay, for some reason, your client liked Azure. He decided, let's go to the Azure. What you suggest in the RDBMS for OLTP? What you will keep here? Man, what is the database for OLTP in our Azure cloud? Azure SQL. Understood? What about NoSQL? That to document store. My purpose is record to record different structures I want to maintain. That is your product here. Azure, Cosmos. These two things are used for OLTP. All my commercial events I will capture into Azure SQL. Suppose I paid to you to purchase some product. My payment in Azure SQL, but the product details in Cosmos DB. Why you are keeping your product details into Cosmos DB? You have TV, you have laptop, you have book. Book structure different, laptop structure different, TV structure different. You are a seller of all the products. Understand? So that's why you are keeping products here, but whatever the payment I have done, that is a transaction commercial event. I will keep into structure. Remember, please remember, NoSQL database is not replacement to RDBMS. Understood? NoSQL is just next level, that's it. But it's not replacement to current level. So your organization require of both RDBMS and NoSQL databases. Use cases are different.
Sir, one doubt is there.
Don't say that RDBMS is going to be retired like that. 1 minute. Huh? Yeah, sir. Now ask me, sir.
Yeah, sir. Why record that two RDBMS and Azure Cosmos DB?
Sir, can you please type in the chat? Voice is not clear. Can you please type in the chat? Please take risk and type in the chat in a brief your question. Let him type first. Sir, please type in chat, sir. Why RDBMS and Cosmos? Yeah. Sir, RDBMS, simply where you are keeping data, sir, in RDBMS? You are keeping data in table. Of course, in NoSQL document stores, there is a special word called collection. Here, table, there, collection. Got it? Here, in RDBMS, table to table relationship can be maintained. Okay? Table to table relationship by using primary key, foreign key, such kind of constraints. Understand? But RDBMS limitation is what? Structure of table is fixed. Whatever the structure you provision to the table, within the limits of that structure, your applications have to write data and read data. Understood? Suppose in a table, I just provided ID, name, salary. I want to insert city. Is it possible? Not possible. Again, you have to alter the table. Without that column, you cannot insert any data. Every time you need a new column, you have to put a request to DBA. Today, I put a request to DBA. After 14 days, he approved. 15th day, he created the column. Meanwhile, 20 new columns requirement came into the picture. Understand? Because developer is not authorized to alter the table. Okay, think that this is already deployed into the production. At the time of designing your application, you thought of only 3 fields are enough. But once it is moved into the production, in runtime based on the live requirements, now your new thought is, I need another 3 columns. But production already there. The table already deployed into production. Already hundreds of applications are writing and reading from it. If you alter the table, what will happen? All dependent applications will be stuck or not. Again, in the existing applications, you need to do a lot of code changing or not. Understand? These kind of problems will be there. That's why I dedicate this RDBMS wherever the structure is completely fixed. Understand? The structure is fixed. Okay, another 2 years, 3 years, this structure need not to be changed. If the requirement is like that, I can use RDBMS. Understand? So, Mr. Dharmendra, this is for your phase 1 answer. But why this NoSQL? That means Cosmos. Cosmos is one of the NoSQL database. Comes under document store category. The behavior of the document store fundamentally is dynamic schema. That means record to record different structures can be made. Got the point? So for this, you can use this NoSQL database. But one answer here, NoSQL will support structure fixed schema or not? My first record is like this. Ravi, 25 age, salary 50,000. Can I store this record into NoSQL? I can. Next is Rani, age 20, salary 25. Second record structure also same. Sir, you are supporting dynamic structure means definitely you will be supporting fixed structure also. Here, if you elaborate this Dharmendra question, one more question raised in my mind. NoSQL supporting dynamic schema means definitely it will support fixed schema also, right? Then why RDBMS? Because a lot of your existed ERP systems are on RDBMS. Suppose you have a ERP system SAP. SAP is writing into RDBMS, reading from RDBMS. Because of a new component, you cannot destroy your previous data components or data services. Because all your e-commerce applications, all your payment gateways are writing into your previous structured systems RDBMS. Got it? But whatever the new things that you have, your product pool, your customer pool also. Even customer is also not fixed, sir, nowadays. Because nowadays the business is international marketing. Who is purchasing from Amazon, sir? Only Indians or entire world? Country to country rules are different. Understand the point, sir? For example, if country changed, country rules are changed, record structure will also be changed. Can you ask PAN card for American? Can you ask PAN card for American? American is one customer, Indian is one customer. Can you ask Aadhaar card for American? If it is American profile, the attributes are different. Indian profile, the attributes are different. Still more clarity. Your name, Ravi. You are Indian. You are married. Can I ask your wife name? Is it valid attribute or not? If you are male, if you are married, can I ask your wife name? It's valid. Can I ask your wife's names? It's invalid for Indian. Indian should have one wife. Understood? Same thing, you are from Dubai, native of Dubai. You are native citizen of Dubai. You have right. You can have multiple wives. At that moment, if the profile is some X, married, then I ask, give me the list of wives. First one is a record, second one is a record. But both records are in same table. But record to record, structure is changing or not. Understand? That kind of things, you cannot keep them into RDBMS. You have to keep them into NoSQL. But I decided, let's move to the NoSQL, but all my existed work is in RDBMS. I cannot distract, reason number one. Second reason, in RDBMS, I have another beautiful facility, relationships. Star schemas, snowflake schemas. In this way, many different varieties of schemas that I can maintain. All this stuff in NoSQL, that is not possible to me. That's why I said finally, NoSQL is not a replacement to RDBMS. RDBMS will be there, but something it cannot do. Whatever it cannot do, that will be implemented by NoSQL. Understood, sir? In this way, many. Okay, Dharmendra, I hope, not only Dharmendra, I hope remaining people understood this. Okay, come back to this one, where we are now, previous discussion. Come on, fulfill this answer. I want to establish BI environment. Your client decided to move to Azure. Now answer, please. For him, for RDBMS, Azure SQL, you can recommend. He has a requirement of NoSQL. For that, concepts. Okay. In the case of what do you call